I know it's late, so we'll get going. Sorry. Lucy gave me a great nugget on the way up here. She told me this is the first time they can find evidence, historical evidence, of a team at Wake shooting 60 from the field. Was that right?
Yep.
50 from three and 95 from the line. So there you go.
If there was a team in the 50s that did it, I couldn't find it. So
the 3-point shot in the 50s.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There we go.
So anyway, you know, after the Virginia game, there's this quote my dad, I probably have told you this before, it's real important to me, is there's a reason why the windshield of your car is bigger than your rearview mirror, is because what's out in front of you is more important than what's behind you. And so I told him that on Sunday, and then I heard Kelvin Sampson say something last night about it's not really what's out ahead of you, it's what's in front of you. And so I thought they did a good job of putting that thing away from Saturday. We had a really tough film session on Sunday, but I went out and had a great practice. Had a great practice yesterday, today, and they came out and played their tails off against a really good basketball team. I have a lot of respect for Pitt. I think Blake Hinson is an all-league player. I think the two freshmen are two of the best in the league and in the country. And we just did a really good job of got off to a great start. Hunter got us going offensively. We were locked in defensively. Matt Marsh picked us up from when Efton Reed went to the bench with 2 fouls. I thought he played great. I thought Parker played great in the first half. But you got to go to Cameron. And, you know, Cameron, his defensive effort on Hinson is one of the best I've ever seen at least in a long time. I've been able to guard a guy that long, that big, that physical, and do such a good job guarding him. I thought Boopy played outstanding, running the team, pressuring the ball, getting 50-50 balls, scoring. He was really engaged. I mean, it was just a great team effort. Andrew, 10-8, just great balance. I think the most encouraging thing offensively was 18 assists on 31 baskets. We've been working really hard on that. And so I'm real proud of them. They did a good job. It's hard for kids this age to block out the noise. We talk about that a lot because they're on social media a lot. You know, it's just their life, you know, and sometimes they get, you know, you can't listen to the all the praise when you win and all the criticism when you lose. You just got to block that stuff out. And I think they're doing a pretty good job of that. Questions?
The root of noise this time of year is usually things you can't control, brackets and things of that nature. So given State lost tonight and you beat Pittsburgh, how does it feel to be in the driver's seat and have full control of your destiny for a double bye and also know that a pretty guaranteed quad 1 game is in front of you at home on Saturday?
Yeah, you know, it's a great feeling. You want to control your own destiny, right? Especially this time of year. I didn't know NC State lost. Yeah, I think again, we talked about this the other day, Josh, about putting, you know, don't put the cart ahead of the horse. Let's go for the double bye. You know, our fans want to win the ACC tournament. We want to win we want to win that thing. We want to be a factor. And to do that, it's the best way is to get the double bye. And then I think that leads to other things after that, you know. And so, yeah, you know, I don't put the quad thing on the players. It's just Duke. You know, they get it. It's just like the other day, asked me about Virginia. I said, it's Virginia, okay? I don't label those teams like that. And it'll be a great environment, you know, and I think John does a great job. You know, I respect the hell out of him. I respect their team. But we got a day off tomorrow. We need that. And then we'll get back to work on Thursday, Friday, and get ready for, I don't even know what time's the game, Les?
2 o'clock.
Attaboy, Les. I won't have to spend all day walking around the house. Good. Connor.
Looked like at the under 4 when Abramo, I think, came in for Cam. Cam got a little mini ovation from staff and players. What do you think that meant to him based on how Saturday's game ended?
Everything. I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to do it. I'm really mad at myself. I pride myself on not protecting my players. I'm so mad at myself that I said that Cam shouldn't have brought the ball up on Saturday. I should have just ultimately it's on me. I have to organize the team and communicate with them, and I didn't do that. you can't assume anything. And so after I said it, then I went on Josh's show on Monday and said something about it, and I talked to him about that. I apologized to him. I apologized to him publicly. What should have been said was what was said at 7 o'clock on Sunday, which you won't get out of me. Okay, but I talked to him at length today. I gave him that John Wooden quote about criticism and praise. I have an unbelievable relationship with Cam. I respect him. I mean, and if anybody in our fan base don't think he don't give us this all, then you ain't one of our fans. Okay, that boy plays his heart out, and so I shouldn't have done that. Shame on me. And I told him that. And so I think he felt really good. I thought he played great, and he has been playing. He's a really good basketball player, rebounding, defense. Driving the ball, kicking the ball. He had a really solid game, so I'm happy for him.
On the point of Cam, it felt like today, I mean, you mentioned the assist earlier, but specifically with him, 5 assists, it seemed like he was seeing the court a lot more.
Yeah.
The extra pass.
We've been working on that. Listen, like you guys have heard me say, you can get better all year long, right? And what Cam is really good at doing, as we know, he can drive it in there. But sometimes it's just 2 dribbles and kick. I think sometimes for Cam it's 2 or 3, 4, 5 dribbles, then he picks it up, and then he's looking. Sometimes you just got to get off it quicker. And not just him, all of them. And I think we're doing better with that. And when we do that, pretty hard to guard, And I thought he did a really good job of that tonight. Yeah.
And then I caught a glance a few times of you on the sideline. It looked like there were a few smiles. You're talking to mid a little bit. How fun was it to watch your team play like this tonight?
Well, man, it was awesome. You don't get those kind of games a lot in a whole season. Nobody does. Who gets a game like that against a really good team, right? I mean, we're talking about a NCAA tournament level team that's won 5 in a row, 7 of their last 8, right? And what could have beat Miami might have been 8 in a row. I don't know. I challenged them at halftime because we were up 10 at Pitt, and we didn't do a good job in the second half. We were up 12 today. We came out, and we went on by, I think, something like a 19-4 run. I don't know exactly what it was, but we put them away early. And they showed a tremendous fight and toughness in doing that. But, yeah, it's nice to be able to play everybody, to have a couple, just feel a little more relaxed than at Virginia on Saturday.
You kind of always took away the question I was going to ask. I'm going to go ahead and ask it anyway. The halftime speech, what you told them, you probably had in mind about matching the physicality you expected to see out of Pitt, because that's what hammered you down there, right? Yeah, and I'll give them this. In the offensive rebounds hurt us, and it hurt us tonight. I wasn't really pleased with that, because ultimately, in the end, when you're down that many points, you don't have a lot of choices. Right, you got to shoot it, but you got to go get it when you miss, and give them credit. They were getting in there. Now, when you do that, and we do get the rebound, we can run. And so I thought we took advantage of that when we could get the rebound, and get transition points. But I mean, it was something that I was concerned about going into the game. But at halftime, I was like, listen, we've been here. We have to grow from that, and I just thought that we did. But we did it defensively as much as we did it offensively.
Speaking of defensively, when you guys see Blake Hinson score 41 on the game before he plays you guys, how do you kind of approach that? Do you take a little bit more look at that tape? How do you compare games? I
didn't watch 1 second of that tape. Okay, I only watched our game. The one thing that we did different, we face guarded him the first time, and I thought that hurt us on the glass because Cam couldn't see the shot going up, and they got some offensive rebounds he probably could have got. So we didn't do that this time. And we tried to deny him as hard as we could, and I thought Cam did a great job of that, and he's physical. And when we switched a lot, and when we switched on to him, we were really pulled in. We weren't last time, we were extended, and he wasn't getting those driving lanes. Now, he's as good as I've seen. You can double him in the post, and I've told him a million times, he is going to pivot and split you, and he does it every time. It's unbelievable. He's that good at that. Now, he missed a couple he's probably going to make. But for the most part, I thought we were all over him pretty much the entire game.
It's kind of a two-pronged question in the sense that Efton got into a little bit of foul trouble at times, but on the back end of that, Matthew Marsh had a really strong performance.
I thought Matt played great. Again, I think I said in my opening statement, he really lifted us in the first half. You know, not just he made some plays on offense. We did a good job of feeding him. He missed his Ty Appleby. Okay, let's just call it what it is. All right, but you know he's finding other ways, and he's doing a good job defensively, and he's for the most part rebounding his position. I didn't think we dipped a whole lot when he came in, and I told him that after the game. You know, we have 19 and 10 out of the 5 spot. You okay with that? Okay, just checking. What else you got for me? Two-pronged question.
It seems like you're throwing kind of some variable defense with. You're now throwing the blitz, the drop, the hedge.
Mixing it up. Yeah, we mixed it up tonight. You're right. We weren't in much drop tonight because I thought in the first game Carrington and Lowe did a good job of making those mid-range jumpers. They got going a little bit, so we were a little more what I would say up to touch. We switched a little bit more because when you have 4s and 5s that can shoot 3s like that, except for Federico, you have to switch, which puts you in some peril sometimes. So then you got to double the post if they take the guard in there. And then we blitzed a few times, but not a lot, some. But these guys are smart players, and you know they could get the game plan into the game. Sometimes the game plan changes as the game goes. But we were a little bit more. We were higher tonight in the pick in this ball screen than we were at Pitt. Whenever the last time we played them.
I think it was 6 or 7 minutes into the second half, you inserted both Parker and Damari.
Yeah.
Within 36 seconds, both those guys drained 3-pointers. League got to be 28. Pitt called a timeout. Was that at the point we figured, okay, we're going to have a pretty good night this is?
I mean, I'm the most nervous bastard there is. I mean, I don't know, man. I doubt it for me. I'm probably looking at the clock like, you think they can come back? You know, it's just, yeah, you know, Damari, I thought he shot the worst shot in college basketball, the longest 2. But they went. I didn't even know they looked at it, and they said it was really close, but it was a 3. I said, all right, good job, Damari. You know, Parker, boy, he can shoot. He can play.
Do you know how many 2s Damari is attempting?
2 maybe? No, he drove down the lane. He drove down the lane the other night, threw up some hopeful shot that didn't go in off the drive. Listen, my first year at East Tennessee State, we played Oakland in the Vegas 8. It was supposed to be the Vegas 16. Instead, they had this one-time tournament, and all the teams went out there to a casino and stayed and played. We beat La Tech, and then we played Oakland, and they had this kid named Hooper who had not taken a 3 or 2 the entire season, and we tried to make him shoot. That was a scout. At the end of the game, I was trying to make him shoot a 2. He would not do it.